A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. In this session, I'm going to be answering a very interesting question. The question is related to the runner-chaser dynamic. And I know that a lot of people are looking for more clarity in this area, in this space. So the question is, ma'am, a question here. I heard it from other twin flame coach that you should completely let go of your twin and just focus on you. But here Sati continuously pray and focused on Shiva. To this was chases and then how it worked. In our chase, the more we chase, the more our twin runs. In order to answer this question, I have to first tell you people a bit more about Shiva's life. So Shiva got married to Sati as per the question also, but Sati was his first wife, and after Sati he got married to Parvati. And why this whole thing happened and why they are also an inspiration for the twin flame couples, I would like to say for the twin flame world, for the twin flame community, because twin flame is an energy, the energy of opposite polarity coming into a balance. And the people who you date or you are with usually get attracted to you or you get attracted to them because somehow it is going to help you in your twin flame ascension. Sati never chased Shiva. Sati was a princess and she was the daughter of Daksha Prajapati. Shiv and Parvati are cardinal twin flames, but to reach to the life of Parvati, Sati had to pass over. Shiva and Parvati were cardinal twin flames, but before Parvati became Parvati, before they both came into the Ardhanarishwar form, which is half woman, half man, which is actually the unity, the union, Parvati was born as Sati, and Sati was not the chaser. Sati was never the chaser. In fact, Sati and Shiva, they fell in love quite naturally. Okay, but Sati came from a very rigid programming background. Her father basically hated Shiva. He disliked Shiva to such a level, to such an extent that he would every now and then insult Shiva. He would not leave any opportunity to insult Shiva. Why? Because Daksha Prajapati was a very egotistical man and he was materialistically very sound. And Shiva was an absolutely non-materialistic person. He lived a very spiritual life. He lived alone. He was a very different person, as compared to Daksha Prajapati's opulence and fancy life and big life. Shiva was a simple man who didn't even live with other human beings. He was a hermit. He was a proper hermit who lived alone in the mountains and was always meditating. But when you're constantly meditating, there has to be a time in your life when you have to be in the matrix reality and you have to do karma yoga. So Sati became the reason why Shiva had to go through karma yoga, and he obviously went through a lot of suffering. He obviously went through a lot of pain, humiliation. He was not accepted for who he was because Daksha Prajapati's idea of a perfect partner for Sati, for his daughter, was not Shiva. He wanted Sati to marry some devta, some divine being who would be very well dressed, who would be like always wearing jewelry, who would be having some post in the heaven. And Shiva was this person who was no show off person. And he was absolutely in love with his animal friends. He lived in the forest, he lived in the mountains. So for Daksha Prajapati, he was like a lower god. He wouldn't even consider him god. Whereas it is said that Shiva was Devo Ke Dev Mahadev, which means gods of all gods. Daksha Prajapati really respected Vishnu, Brahma and all the divine beings, and he would constantly share pleasantries with him. Forget about greeting Shiva. Any chance that he would get to humiliate Shiva, he would use that. And he obviously did not want his daughter to know about Shiva. He never spoke about Shiva as such. He would never talk about him or his greatness because he never felt that Shiva was great. And he had a certain irritation with him. Like he was triggered by Shiva because Shiva was so carefree, Shiva was so relaxed, Shiva was amazing. He is amazing. Shiva could literally live a life that no one dared to live, and Daksha Prajapati took it as a personal attack or a personal trigger. He did not look at Shiva like, okay, he's doing his thing. And especially because everyone used to pray Shiva. Everyone. Shiva is the god of all gods, and he did not want that to happen. He felt that, okay, Vishnu should be prayed to and Brahma should be worshipped or anybody else, but not this man. So he had taken it very personally, like the trigger that Shiva used to give to him, the innocence that Shiva had. And Shiva is a very innocent god. Anyone can please Shiva with their devotion. That's why he's called Bholenath. Bhole means, Bhola word means innocent. So if you are very innocent, people in India would say, oh, you're a very Bhola person. Okay. It's not like very prevalent, but we usually use this word for Shiva only. So he is also the god of all innocent people. This is also said that most innocent people, Shiva is always going to take care of them. And that's why he also takes care of the animals, because for him, he looks at the animals like very innocent beings. And animals do have innocence. And I always have this question that why humans are kept above animals. They should not be. I mean, till the time you don't reach the level that you are a human, I don't think any human, till they reach that divinity, till they reach humanity, till they understand what being human is, they cannot be kept on top of the animals, because animals heal. Whereas the people, if you go out with people, if you talk to people too much, your energy gets drained. If you do too much chit-chatting, time passing, oversharing, you don't feel good at all about yourself. But you can sit with the animals for 12 hours, 24 hours, for months. It will only heal you and give you more and more therapy. You'll feel much, much, much better. Loving them will also let you relax. You'll understand what nature is all about. You'll understand your vibrations have so much impact on these voiceless beings, the innocent voiceless beings. So Shiva is the protector and savior of all innocent beings. And Daksh Prajapati was this manipulative, cunning, too wealthy, too rich, too opulent, too arrogant, too egotistical, too much of all materialistic things. Whereas Sati, when she saw Shiva, she instantly fell in love with him. Instantly, like it was probably love at first sight, or she felt some pull and then she could not control herself and she kept going more and more. But she never chased him. It was like a natural attraction. And both of them, when they met each other, there are so many stories about them, how Shiva came into Sati's knowledge, and how, Daksh Prajapati would keep doing various yajnas, and he would do some kind of rituals, and he would not accept, if the priest would say that you have to pray Shiva here, he would say, no, I'm not going to pray. So once something similar had happened and he refused to pray Shiva, but Sati secretly kept an idol of Shiva, and that's how the whole yajna got completed. So she was like not gonna listen to anything about Shiva, anything negative about Shiva. When she fell in love with Shiva, she was like, I'm gonna marry this man loves me, we both love each other, and that's it. And if you ever watch the television shows which are based on this story, or if you ever read Shiv Puran, you will realize that Shiva was extremely fond of Sati and he was very weak in front of Sati. With Parvati, it was a bit different. When they both started when they both started meeting, actually. Dating is such a funny word, when you think about them. So when they started meeting, or when Parvati was so enamored by Shiva, she would only go to him, she would only chase him, she only asked him out. Any woman who's asking a man out is literally chasing. So when she asked him out, he would straight away say, no, I can't marry you. But with Sati, it was different, okay? And on many occasions, in many tales and stories, it is being shared that Sati never listened to him. She would always do whatever she felt like doing because of a rigid programming which was coming from her, childhood. She could not literally, neither do proper inner work, nor she could understand why Shiva is telling her, don't go there, don't do this. She would do it, and then it will cause a repercussion. And then Shiva at that time also was not that adamant. So Shiva was also not in those energies, After she passed over and after he was very sad, he could not handle the separation for many years. He was in a lot of pain. And then Parvati was reincarnated, and by that time there was an age gap between them. So Shiva was like, no, I can't marry you, I can't be with you, just, find someone better than me. You'll find someone much better than me easily. He would tell Parvati that, I married a princess before you and my life turned into a disaster and I don't want to get into that zone again. So Parvati was like, no, you are accepted over here. You are acknowledged over here. And this is also the thing that she had actually said, Sati, before she perished herself into the fire, the holy fire that she only created. She said this, that in my next life, I'm going to be born to a father who's not going to treat me like this, who's not going to not understand my love for the man. He's going to respect my man. He's going to love the man I choose for myself, and he's going to give me freedom. Not like you. She says this to Daksh Prajapati, and then she leaves and she says, I will come back again. I will be reborn. So when she is reborn, now she's chasing him because she still has the memory of the past life, but he does not, and he doesn't want to accept it because he's clear in his head that my wife was Sati and I'm only gonna love her and I only belong to her. He cannot even recognize her. That's why this whole twin flame ascension journey becomes very interesting, because actually it was Parvati who had to do the inner work. It was Parvati who had to break free from the programming, but because Shiva was mirroring her, Shiva also had to go through that pain. Shiva had to go through a lot of pain when Sati passed over. It was beyond imagination. It was so difficult that he was in immense pain and he had to literally be taken care of by Vishnu and Brahma and by other divine beings. It is that time only when in the atmosphere the perfect human concept got over. So, no, Sati was never chasing him. And yes, Parvati used to chase him. But then when she realized that I'm doing something wrong because I've tried everything, I've convinced him in all possible ways, I've asked him out, I've proposed to him. And imagine she's a princess. She's a princess who has all the money. There was nothing, which could tell her that, I lack in anything. Why should this man reject me? I'm beautiful. He even said this to her, that I don't find you that attractive. You're not that pretty. So many things he said to her to just tell her to go away, because he was not recognizing her. So with her inner work, and when she started doing inner work, she was not doing inner work to get Shiva. She was doing inner work to get detached from Shiva. She was like, what, I'm also in pain. All this pain of separation, all this humiliation, all this rejection. Okay, good. He is not misusing me. Good. He is not giving me any false promises. He is rejecting me. But I also need to live my life. So she started doing her inner work and she went deep, very deep. And when she was fully detached, Shiva himself started looking for her. He himself connected with her. He recognized her. He was the one who proposed her. She never went back to him after that. He was the one who even convinced her. He was the one who said, I'm sorry, I recognize you. I want to marry you. I want to be with you. And they had a very big procession, a very big ceremony after that. So that's all for this question, the answer. And if you have more questions about cardinal twin flames, because it is such an interesting subject, the cardinal twin flames, Ram, Sita, Radha, Krishna and Shiv Parvati, I love to answer these questions. You can also write to me at thesunamoon@gmail.com for your personal situations. Check out the description box first. And if you have any questions regarding how to book a session, you can ask me. Other than that, you can also book yourself into a therapy which is very intense, which helps you to remove many blocks that actually are the reason for separation in your twin flame ascension journey. I will see you soon in another one. One love, and peace out.